Hi, my loves. Hi, my loves. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator, Sasquatch lover extraordinaire. For real, he's my twin flame and I'll fight you. Okay, in the fucking streets. Any version he comes into, I'm not mad about it. Okay, from Harry and the Hendersons to possibly Yeti, question marks. I don't like the cold, but we'll work it out. The point is, guys, welcome. This is where I'm a fucking goofball. But I also like to talk about the astrology of what's going on so we can make that work for us. God bless. Then I'll pull a couple cards for you and read you for filth about your week. Maybe some themes that might be coming up or something that might be important for you to think about, sit down, review. You got the fucking jam, okay? So if you guys dig this, please like, follow, subscribe, share, fart into the ethers, let another know. Okay? And thank you guys so much for all the sharing, likes, comments, farts that you send back to me. I love you guys so fucking much. Please know from like the cockles of my fucking heart. Okay? I fucking love you guys. All right, guys, come the fuck on in. I don't know what's going on with my outfit today. I was feeling it. I was like, woo, we're khaki nation. We're going on a safari of the mind, y'all. Hey, so let's fucking talk about it. Let's get into the astrofuckery, all right? Guys, this week, I just kind of want to check in with you because Mercury goes, Mercury. Say it like Zach Baggins, Mercury. If you know, you know. Hey, me and my sister still make jokes about that. Mercury is direct, okay? So if you guys are into it, that's the good shit happening today. Now, I just want to give you a heads up. Mercury is a fucking bonko planet, okay? Traditionally, I kind of see Mercury as gender fluid, okay? But like, I think a lot of people refer to him as a him. Remember, this guy rules Gemini and Virgo. God bless us all. Okay. So, whenever Mercury's in the deal, we're having to, especially whenever it's retrograde, we got to sit down. We got to focus on what the fuck are we thinking and speaking about. This is the god of communication. He's also one of the few, maybe like a handful of other gods, and I think one of them was a Titan, which is a whole nother conversation, okay? But he's one of the few gods here that was allowed between like all the worlds. Nobody held him back. So he could go to hell, he could come back, he could go to Earth, he could fart to another star in the fucking universe. Doesn't fucking matter to me. And like nothing held him back. He was able to go anywhere and say and do pretty much anything. So he's a really interesting god. So I just think it's interesting. So whenever, this planet and all the things it represents, essentially communication, what are we thinking and speaking about? How are we communicating? Is it in a good way? With Gemini here, like, and listen, this Mercury retrograde wasn't in Gemini, but the ruling planet here, Mercury, if we're thinking about Geminis and Virgos, like, they got 1,000 tabs open. They can go down any fucking rabbit hole. Give them a reason. They probably already have the answer for you because they probably already researched it. Okay? Like, these guys are like the information hose, and I fucking love it. They're one of a couple information hose within the astrology world, if you ask me, okay? But I love these two signs. I think that they're incredible. They make incredible friends, if you ask me. Some of my best friends have been Geminis and Virgos, and I just love the Mercury placements. I do. You guys know my Venus isn't Gemini, so like, I love me some Mercury. Okay? So I'm coming a little, maybe, I got star eyes around it, where other people are like, oh, sweet Jesus, no. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, get back, demon. I'm like, bring me closer. I am the demon. We are the weirdos that you're worried about, y'all. But the point here, whenever, Mercury shows up, there's a bit of chaos. There's a lot of information rolling around. What's right, what's real, what's true. And so this Mercury retrograde has been fucking bonkers. And I think the other reason is because we also have Venus going retrograde at the same time. So if you guys remember all the way back to around the 1st of March, that's whenever, Mercury went retrograde. And then Venus was like, a week or two later. So I think around the 15th, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Venus is going to be going direct around that time, maybe around the 12th, something like that. I think it's this week or next week. Venus goes direct. So now that Mercury's direct, give it a couple days to really sit down and process what the fuck you've learned this whole fucking time. And when Mercury's in that retrograde phase, again, it's asking us to go within. What are we thinking and speaking about? Is the information that we got good? Do we need more information? This is traditionally a time where exes come back. A lot of us feel I don't know why, but a lot of us feel the desperate need to cut our fucking hair. Yay! Maybe it's trying to get away from those old relationships, you know what I mean? So it's just like this retrograde makes you think about it and you're like, get it off of me. Do you know what I mean? Cut my fucking hair and let it all go. Maybe that was the jam, okay? But like, so if you did either one of those things, God bless. We all tried to warn you. You're your own person and you make your own choices, baby. We listen, we don't judge. Okay? But we'll probably gossip with Gemini in the mix. But, okay? I just feel like how is this Mercury retrograde for you? It was fucking insane. It was fucking insane. Mine was going retrograde in my 8th house. Wow. So it was around my partnerships. It was a lot about my partnerships and what's working for me, what isn't. Who do I want to be in partnership with? If I'm going to the past and I'm reviewing things and thinking about stuff and maybe like the way that people have talked to me and communicated with me, what can I improve upon here so I can be a better fucking partner? Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of these themes coming up. Where was, this retrograde for you? Both, it started off in Aries and then went back into Pisces. So where are your Aries and Pisces houses? You were going over some shit in those 2 fucking houses. And then again, with Venus in the mix, this is going to add the value system. So not only what we're thinking and speaking about, aside from my 2 cents kind of showing you guys what it looked like in my chart, but with Venus being there too, it was probably going through the same spot, the Aries and Pisces spots in your chart as well. So we got this double whammy of what are we thinking and speaking about? Communication, question marks. Okay? How are we communicating? How are others communicating? Then added with this Venus retrograde, like, what do I value? What do I give a fuck about? So probably a lot of stuff with money came up. Probably a lot of stuff with, because again, Mercury's in the mix. A lot of times it's going to talk about our social groups too. Our friendships, because that's one of the most important things to Gemini is the fucking friendship. So I think that for a lot of us, no matter what house it was in, maybe we were looking at partnerships of all kinds, especially with Venus in the mix, okay? But again, with Mercury now going direct, what the fuck have we learned since the beginning of March? What came up? How the fuck did we handle it? Was our communication well? Were we able to say what the fuck was going on inside so that we could actually communicate in a way where maybe we were getting our needs met? Maybe also too, somebody communicated here about their values and we had to sit there and look at our own values, make sure those 2 things mesh the fuck up. So just know this week as Mercury and Venus are going direct. Again, today, I don't even know what the fuck the day, Monday, okay, whatever day Monday is, I'll write it in the description. Mercury's direct. So give yourself maybe up to a week, okay, where we just sit, we process, we're not making any rash decisions yet, because remember, Venus is still retrograde until I think it's the 12th, okay? Again, look in the description. I'll make sure the correct date is in there for you guys. We got a lot of stuff to consider this week going into next. What do we want going forward? And also, too, guys, we've got the next batch of eclipses coming up here. Okay, so again, I think Venus goes direct, and then, yeah, it's wild. We'll talk about it next week, okay? But this week, how do we take stock of everything that we've learned after Mercury brought up all this stuff? And after Venus had us looking at our value system and what the fuck we give a fuck about. Is that in alignment with other people? Does this fucking make sense? What is the value in this? Look, Mercury talks about our health and money too. Okay, so I really think for everybody, money's been a huge deal. I mean, we also have stock markets, okay? We don't even need to fucking go into that. We don't need to. But it's interesting watching some of the backpedaling from some of the people that have supported the dictator in charge. Heavy on the dick. Yay! Because we love a good potato around here, all right? But not looking like that. Not covered in Cheeto dust, all right? Not a fan. Mango-flavored potatoes? Get the fuck out of here. No thanks. Hey, we saw what the fuck that was like. So I think a lot of people are really, hopefully waking up here, really taking stock, right? Maybe too, somebody went back on their fucking word. Interesting. The astrology. So maybe also too, we're seeing that macro, in the wider world, but also we're probably getting that micro in our world, personal worlds too. So pay the fuck attention, okay? What the fuck came up? What are we thinking and speaking about? Is this right, real, and true? Make sure you don't fucking gossip, you maniacs. It's going to definitely come back to bite you in the butthole. And that might have been one of the themes that came through, with, all the planets and all this bullshit going on too. So again, what do I value? What the fuck do I give a fuck about? I had to lean into myself and really think about this, especially when it was in fucking Aries with Mercury and Venus, when they were both in fucking Aries. We really had to go inside and ask ourselves, what the fuck do I want? And I'm wondering during that time frame too, if you were also being called to be a leader in some type of way. Okay. So now that it's going direct, and it's going direct in the sign of Pisces, and so is Venus going to be going back. It's going to be going right back over all the territory that we just went over. But this time it's going to be direct, and hopefully we have all the information we need. We know what the fuck our value system is now. And I swear to God, if somebody else fucks with my money, I'm going to start eating faces. I'm going to take you to the jungle, and we're going to meet the fucking lions. Yay! It almost makes me want to say, oh my God, the leopards ate my face. Yeah, babe, we tried to fucking warn you. The leopards ate your face. Maybe that's why I wore khaki today, to say, the leopards ate your face, babe. And they took your fucking money. Boo. Boo. Hey, fuck this shit. We do this together. I would also like to just last throw out to anybody that's a millennial or anybody that grew up poor. Or not saying all millennials did, okay? Or anybody that grew up poor or maybe just didn't have enough. Anybody that grew up having to throw stuff together, make things work. I need you to hear me very fucking clearly. We are going to be just fucking fine. We know how to live with less. And we know how to fucking make it work. And maybe there's something here that we show other people. We teach other people. We help other people with the information that we have. Nothing was for nothing. Nothing was for nothing. This is bullshit, the position that we find ourselves in. And I think after next week, I'm going to start talking about May through September with you guys, okay? So just filling you in on intuitively what I'm picking up, what I saw in the year aheads when I was doing them back in November and December, and what continually Spirit keeps saying to me, okay? So we'll talk about that and we'll get prepped for it and we'll just be here for each other. Remember, where the fuck is your community? Now that you know what the fuck is important to you, what information that you need to have in order to move forward, what your value systems are now, and what the fuck you give a fuck about. Have the courage and the wherewithal to say yes to what the fuck you have discovered here and to take the appropriate action. Be the leader in your own fucking life. If you're waiting for somebody to come save you, baby, you have got to see now that it's not going to happen. The call is coming from inside the house. There's a clarion call for you to stand up and be your own white knight, if you will. You're the one that you've been waiting for. You fucking hear me? Quit waiting on another or giving that to another. Baby, that belongs to you. Do you not see that now? Okay? Okay. All right. If you guys are done with that shit, I am. Follow me to the next screen. I think I just got time enough to pull a card for each group. Things have been crazy lately. Everybody and their mama needs reading. So I am just a busy little crazy person and I'm doing the best I can. Also, too, extra points. If you guys like porcupine magic, porcupine power, porcupine poop. I don't fucking know. But I'm wearing their little quills. I love these fucking earrings. I don't know. Just feeling it today. So stab a motherfucker. Yay! You warned them. You warned them, babe. Okay? Don't let anybody don't actually stab anybody. That's bad advice. Okay? Don't listen to me. I'm kidding. Follow me into the next screen. I'll see you guys in a second. Ow! Ow! That's better. All right. High card pile number one. It's just card choice number one. All right. You guys got one card this week. Everybody did. Baby, you got a court card. This could be a people-y week. Let's fucking talk about it. Y'all got the King of Wands. It's about to get hot up in here. But please keep your clothes on. Okay? And I promise I'll do the same. I don't think y'all want this. All right. Listen, whenever Wand shows up, this is fire, okay? So this is going to be our passion, our power. This is gonna, our libido. There's that, okay? So King of Wands, Jesus Christ. Listen, he's going to be the hottest king. I don't know what that devil magic is, okay? I don't know what the devil magic is, but these fire signs, it's something about them. They're fucking hot. The males, the females, however they identify, if they are a fire sign, my goodness, there's just something spicy, okay? So whenever fire comes up, this is going to talk about also, I think, our passion, our power, our libido, okay? I also see fire as very spirit-led and spirit-fed. And so this is really just kind of, it's really just kind of asking us, like, what are we manifesting? For real, like, what the fuck are we focused on? What the fuck are we manifesting? So I think here, whenever the King of Wands shows up, and with the king showing up here, traditionally this is a dude. It does not have to be. So take this as it resonates for the person that maybe you're thinking about, okay? Especially if it lines up with who they are, but maybe the gender is off. Like, take the message where it resonates, leave the rest, okay? So, and it doesn't, again, it doesn't have to be a dude, but traditionally the king is going to talk about that. Usually I find too that he's our age or older. Okay. So a lot of times it's going to talk about maybe like a brother, an uncle, a cousin, a father figure here in some way, shape or form. Or this can even like just sometimes represent an older male here that is showing up to kind of like show us the ropes or help us in some type of way. This could even just talk about the life experience, as he's had more life experience than us. Okay. Doesn't even necessarily mean that they're older than us in some type of way. He's been in the world. They've been in the world. Okay. They've been in the world. They've got a past, okay? Because I would say the Knight of Wands is probably the least trustworthy of all the knights. This guy is fighting and fucking around the world, okay? So this guy's come up through some stuff. Traditionally, too, I see the King of Wands as having a background in, like, military, firefighter, police officer, acts of bravery, acts of service, standing up for the underdog, protecting and serving those that, like, really need it, need that safety and protection. I want to say too, maybe on the more negative side, this guy can have really bad temper. He can have some serious fucking anger issues. A lot of times too, he needs to be number one. You cannot outshine him or he'll embarrass you publicly, which is, woo! I'm a Leo rising. So the last thing that you want to do is embarrass me publicly, because I'm not responsible for what the fuck my ancestors do in defense of me. Yay! Don't do it. I wouldn't do it. That's a no-no. So if you also identify, or you have fire signs, or you are a fire sign, or have fire heavy in the chart, you probably feel that too, especially if you are Leo or in any of those Leo placements, okay? So whenever these fire signs come up, on the negative side, this guy can, or this person can have really bad fucking temper, also have a problem with cheating. It's almost like the next best thing, or the grass is always greener. They have a really hard time being present and here right now. On the negative side, okay? And so they're always going to the next best thing, you know, blah, 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 blah. Also, more likely than the other ones, I think, to also present as really awesome, gregarious, awesome person, but then behind closed doors in the negative sense, be absolutely abusive and terrible. So just be careful with this guy. He can run the gambit like any of the fucking suits can, okay? So we got to know who the fuck we're dealing with. But in the positive sense, this guy is a connector. He knows everybody. Everybody knows him. This is the life of the fucking party. This is the life of the party. 9 times out of 10, there's also something about that smile. The confidence here. You know what I mean? If only I had the confidence of a mediocre white man. Was made for the King of Wands, okay? But really in the positive sense, this guy's got incredible charisma. He is a natural leader. He is inspirational. He wants to remind you of your greatness and get you booty scooting so that you can move forward too. Don't like being stuck. Do not try to cage in the fire elements. They will burn it to the ground. Ooh, try to tell them what to do. They will laugh in your face. There's that, okay? Now, I would say if we were looking for a yes or no this week, I would say the King of Wands is definitely yes, especially if we're focused on our future about something. We're very clear about it. Maybe we understand and know what we want. And maybe we've got the confidence, or we've been working on our confidence in some type of way in order to move forward into something that's like going to make our butthole eat our underwear, okay? These fire elements don't come to play, babe. They're going bigger. They're going fucking home. Like, they want it all. And that means that you can't pussyfoot into that. You know, you can't just tiptoe. You can't put a little half a butt cheek in. It doesn't work like that. It's the whole ass or nothing. Okay? Especially when we're going after what we want, or we feel called here in some type of way. I also feel like it's a yes this week if you're being called to be an inspirational leader within your own life for other people. Like, this is a major yes this week, okay? So stand up and say yes to it. Stand up and say yes to being the leader, and or maybe working, if this is more of a person coming on the scene with a yes this week, this would be a yes to a dude that is hopefully more on the positive end of what I was talking about there, okay? I also do want to say too, in the positive end, this guy is really protective of his family. Ooh, don't fuck with his family. He doesn't have the same problems with mama that the, cups do. And he doesn't have necessarily, I would say, the same with communication that swords does, or planning for things like earth does. Fire, again, is its own fucking thing. And I would say probably too, again, it's always just for, because I see Sagittarius as the sign of father, as one of the signs it's dad. So again, here, there's just this feeling of like, maybe there's a father figure here this week. There's a dad. Maybe those themes of father and father healing are coming up. Maybe this is a block for us in some type of way that we need to get through in order to move forward. Okay, side note. With that being said, if we're looking around love and relationships this week, this could be taken a couple different ways, okay? But I think first and foremost, somebody's got feelings for you and somebody sees a future. It's making my nippy noops hard, okay? Somebody loves you, especially if the person that you're thinking about or that you're wondering about here is one of those fire signs. Maybe it has it in their top 3 placements: sun, moon, rising, innermost planets, Venus, Mars, Mercury, or possibly here just heavy fire in the chart, okay? This guy sees the future. He's ready to fucking knuck and buck. Let's fucking go, babe. Okay, like, I think he's ready to booty scoot. So you guys might be getting some offers this week around love and relationships, okay? Especially for an established relationship here. Because, again, the King of Wands, this guy's been around the block, babe. He's seen a couple fucking things. Some by his own fault, some by just shit happening, okay? But I just feel like with the King of Wands here, he's seen some shit. He's been through some shit. And if this person can see a future with you, it's on like Donkey Kong, okay? So some of you guys might be getting offers this week and talking about the future and like, what are we building? What are we doing? What are we manifesting here together? Or maybe wanting to even manifest a relationship with you, okay? Side note. I think for like family and friendships and stuff, some of you guys might be going to a male friend this week that is maybe just really inspirational. Maybe he's got your back. Maybe he reminds you of who the fuck you are. Maybe you guys have been friends for a hot minute, okay? Even though I feel like he's facing towards the left, this talks about possibly a new person coming on the scene. But again, if this is like already established relationships and friends, like somebody here sees some kind of future for you, or they see the gifts and abilities that you bring to the table. This is about going to the right people this week for that inspirational boost, okay? And or like, what did it take? Like maybe even asking somebody here, like, what did it take for you to be a leader? You know, and just maybe like following maybe here an important male's footsteps this week. Feels really interesting to me, okay? Maybe also too, for some of you guys might be dealing with a father figure and we're trying to figure out what the future looks like for dad. Maybe he's having problems with his energy is really low. Maybe he's sick right now and not doing well. And so we're thinking about the future. What does that look like? We want to keep it bright and burning and happy for him. I would actually say, side note, this man needs to travel. Or there's something here about a possible bucket list checking off. And I feel like some of it has to do with travel. Okay? So we might be dealing with some of that this week and getting excited about the future and trying to plan things for this person and just saying that like, hey, like even if this is a brother or a friend, maybe even showing up for them in a way, inspiring them that like, you've got everything to live for, you know, like, come on, let's build this future together. Let's see what the fuck this looks like. Let's do this the fuck together. You're not alone. Even though this guy normally rides solo, babe. Okay. So again, if y'all snagged yourself an Aries, Leo, Sag, and this person's ready to commit, like, you must have that good. Okay? All I'm saying is, okay, just trust in that feeling, and let me tell you what, the chemistry here is something to be, this is on another level. So this is around like a love romantic relationship. Congratulations on the chemistry. My God. Again, this is the good stuff. Yay, congrats. Just feels good. I think overall around friendship, family, love, all of that stuff this week, this is really about looking towards the future and how am I either being called to stand up and be a leader and help other people see the future, or am I going to the right masculine energies, or just not even necessarily masculine again, but like, am I going towards the right energies this week that are gonna help me see a future, be my hype man, if you will, okay? Be my hype person and show me the fucking future. Either you're gonna be that for another person, or there's somebody's gonna come through here for you this fucking week. This could even possibly talk about a mentor popping up, but this, I don't see the longevity of that with the mentor. This feels like it would be for like a couple months at a time, or like a couple months, and then we would move on to somebody else. But this person would teach us so fucking much in that small amount of time. So again, like, it just feels like, this feels really good this week around, you know, relationships of all kinds. As long as we're facing towards the future, we're working to be the leader in our own life, maybe for ourselves or another person, or we're getting that here for an important person this week that's going to light the path for us going forward. This feels really fucking good. Plus, chemistry is on fire. Woo! Like, seriously, congrats. All right. Now, around work and career, y'all, this is going to talk about here either an important male within the company, really seeing a future for you, maybe even creating a new position for you in some type of way going forward. Maybe also, too, this is some of you guys stepping into that leadership position. Here, we can see it coming for us down the pipeline, okay? Again, this person's moving towards the left, which talks about the future. Something coming here. Some of you guys have been waiting for a job. I do think that we're going to be hearing something here soon. This is a great indicator, okay? So I do feel like a job is going to be coming in here. We might be getting this from an important male. Again, might be a fire sign. Maybe the place that we're working for deals with the themes around the fire, okay, that we were talking about, like the police officer, firefighter, acts of bravery, acts of service. You're protecting and serving people in some type of way. And like just making sure that they're all right? So it just feels like some of those themes are coming up here this week, and or we might be getting jobs around those themes as well. And or if we're feeling pulled towards, because again, remember I said this is very spirit-led, spirit-fed. Maybe spirit's guiding me towards doing this type of work, standing up for others, maybe even being a lawyer here, paralegal, fucking just street fighter. Yay! Be a fucking street fighter, babe. This would be good for like a personal trainer, athletic trainer. Yeah, if you were Mike Tyson, here we go. All right. If you wanted, yeah, this is good stuff. But for work and career, this feels very future oriented. Good things are coming your way, and it's going to ask you to be a leader here in some type of way. Are you ready to step into that leadership position, babe? It's time. And or an important person here in a position of power sees that you have power too, and they could see a future for you. I would very much listen to what they have to say. Okay. I think it's important here, even if it sounds difficult or negative at first, they're giving you some kind of key. Side note. All right. They're lighting the way in some type of way. Listen to what the fuck they got to say. All right. If this is around health and healing, again, this feels as though we might be dealing with an important father figure, brother, uncle, male, possibly within our sphere. This could even just be a really aggressive lady. Okay, this could be a really aggressive lady. Doesn't matter. Again, however the fuck they identify, if it makes sense for the person, it makes sense. But we might be dealing with them this week, helping them to find a way forward, maybe around their mental space, giving them something to look forward to, something to power towards, to remember their fucking power. This would be an excellent moment if we got father and father healing issues to get in there and get the fucking work done, babe. Get some fucking EMDR. It is literally saving my fucking life. And guess what I'm in EMDR for? Fuck, you're right. It's my dad. Okay, at least this leg of it. So all that to say, like, it's an incredible, it's just something to look into and think about, especially if you got father and father healing. We got some roots here around maybe a father that was not so great. Maybe that was abusive in his power. Maybe he was physically aggressive or verbally abusive. There was a lot of anger. We grew up with a lot of fucking anger, okay? So if you're anything like me, this was a really difficult childhood, and the relationship with father was really fucked up. And you know what that fucks up the most? You're right. Your confidence in yourself and the ability to be seen and heard by the fucking world. I mean that. So work on this, babe, especially if you've got some kind of feeling here that you maybe want to start your own business. Maybe you want to get on stage. Maybe you want to do content creation, but you don't have like, you feel like the, because baby, you got the creative force. That's not the fucking problem. Okay. This is more about that confidence issue. And so being afraid to be seen and heard, maybe like just wanting to stave off people coming at you. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, work on this issue. There's a core root healing problem around father and father healing. Holy fuck. Maybe dad was always off. Maybe dad was never home. You just didn't feel chosen by dad. Dad always had something else he was focusing on. Okay. And it wasn't you. So it just feels like really fucking hard here. And maybe also too, dad lived hard. Okay. Dad lived hard. Okay. So the father figure here could just, there's a lot of difficulty with it, but it just kind of feels like in order for me to move forward, I'm going to have to heal this aspect so that I can be whole, so that I feel like I can be seen and heard, so I can do the thing that spirit is fucking calling me to do. This would also be a great week to get your hormones tested to make sure that you are not low testosterone, low estrogen, whatever. Make sure that everything's good and balanced there. This would also be a good time to start an exercise regime and start taking care of the physical body, sweating it out, baby. Sweat it out, babe. Okay? Or get into a rage room would probably help a lot of you guys right now, okay? To work out some anger and anger issues, especially if the stuff around father and father healing and maybe brother and brother healing, male and male healing coming the fuck up, okay? So with the King of Wands here on our health and healing this week, it just feels like this is really focused on taking good care of ourselves, sweating out the dumb shit, taking good care of our body. This would be an excellent indicator that if you or an important male here is smoking, to fucking quit. If you would like to see tomorrow, if you would like the full future that you see for yourself, please stop smoking cigarettes. I already gave you the heads up. Okay? Also, too, some of you guys might be dealing with like body temperature issues. Again, I got a weird feeling this goes back to hormones. So go get that shit checked the fuck out. Maybe some of you guys have a hard time overheating whenever you're exercising. So get into a pool. Exercise in the pool. I was literally about to do that myself this week. That's interesting. I don't overheat, but like, I was just feeling, hey, that's better on my old lady joints. Yay! Says I'm going to be 42 on the 19th. I can't fucking wait. I'm actually really excited. I just feel like with the King of Wands this week around our health and healing, we've got to take the action. We've got to step into it. It's in our hands. Like the one you've been waiting for is you, babe. Okay? Get in there and take good care of yourself. Please don't light anything on fire. Okay? Do your best. Guys, for anything else this week. Also, too, we might be seeing a lot of military stuff on the wider world. We might be seeing a lot of military stuff. Maybe military stuff is going to want to be moving forward this week. There might be an important general or somebody that stands up and says some crazy shit about what we're doing next. They might try to be inspirational in what they are saying, so don't fall for the bullshit. Really hear what the fuck is going on, okay? Because war is war. That means people are going to die. So we might be getting word on war, military, some shit going on with that this week, okay? Guys, I want to say overall, though, this week, have fucking confidence in yourself. Remember who the fuck you are. And remember, you get to create what the future is going to be. So listen to spirit. Where the fuck is spirit calling you right now? Where is your passion? Where is your power? Where do you have the energy to fucking do something? Pull that thread, babe, and say yes to yourself. You motherfucking got this. I just knew it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, I'm not psychic. I don't know why, but I knew the Chariot was going to come up this week. Guess what, babes? Y'all got a major arcana card. Talk about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. Y'all got the fucking Chariot. Hootie fucking who? Time to titty shake to the bank, babe. I means it. So listen, whenever we have a major arcana card show up, we're at a major crossroads, okay? So we've got to make a huge decision here. And with the Chariot, we're ready to fucking move. So I think after this Venus retrograde and the Mercury retrograde, I think for whoever got card pile number 2, y'all have, listen, I'm very proud of you guys because you have been thinking about what the fuck you value. You have been thinking about what the fuck you want to do. I think for some of you guys, we might still be choosing between like 2 different avenues to go down. But again, I would just like to remind you guys, you're at the helm of this. So where do you want it to go? You get to choose what feels right. What feels right, babe? Do the fucking thing, okay? Also too, when we're at these crossroads, yeah, we got to be present. We got to be here in order to make the best decision for us. Something's changed after all these fucking retrogrades, Neptune moving into Aries. Maybe something has fucking changed about what your value is, what the fuck you want, and what direction you'd like to go in. Now, if you still got this card pile and you feel like you haven't done any of that work, and what the fuck, baby, here's your clarion call. It's time to really tune the fuck in. What the fuck do you want? Where are you going? What direction are you pointed in? And if you notice in this card, they're looking at us. The person that's in charge is looking at us. Okay? So it's up to us here. The other two people are focused in two other fucking directions, but the person at the helm is looking at us. And you know who that person is in that seat? You're right. It's the fucking magician. You get to manifest what the fuck you want. And also, too, I want to say when this card comes up, once you decide what the fuck that is, it's like all the horses are off. Literally. Okay? I like these major arcana cards because, again, it just says this is going to be a huge week. You've got a massive decision to fucking make. And really sit down and think about where the fuck you're going next. It's not to say that you can't do two things at once or combine things into one. Or maybe even choose one path and then take another one later. So remember that, okay? But like this is about what you want. Thank you. All right. Also too, when the Chariot comes up, this can also talk about our vehicles, our cars. So make sure that your car, especially with Mercury Retrograde, make sure your car's got oil change, the tires rotated. Make sure, especially if you're about to go on any trip or anything like that, make sure that your car is in good working fucking order. Okay? Okay. Whew, I like the Chariot though. This is victory and success. This is very, very outward though. This is very outward. Like to the rest of the world, it looks like you are booty scooting. But again, you've made the decision. You sat down and make the choice and you're ready to go. And it's like the whole world opened up once you said yes to yourself and what you actually really fucking wanted. So also too, if you got this card this week and you still feel like, well, Sarah, I made a choice and nothing's opening up. Are you sure you're really choosing for you? Head button from an Aries, it's love. Okay, think about it, babe. Think about it. And are you doing this for somebody else? Or is this the thought of what they would do? Baby, you've got to do this for you. Okay. Also, the Chariot stands for the number 7 here. So look for these themes to come up around a 7th of a month. Okay, shit, is Monday the 7th? I can't even, I think so. No, wait. Say the 8th? No, I think today's... I think Monday is the 7th. So just very interesting. What the fuck is happening today? Especially with Mercury going direct. Y'all, whoever got card pile number 2, something's telling you to fucking go on the fucking Mercury direct day. Like, so again, what clear messages are coming in? What information is finding its way to me? Are we getting a new car? Are we getting our car fixed? Like, are we ready to fucking go with something that we're ready to fucking manifest? Okay, Thundercats go for real with this card. Also too, the number 7 can reference 7 weeks, 7 days, 7 years, but I look at these like the months. So there could be something about today, Monday the 7th, or this can talk about the full fruition of this coming to a absolute culmination no later than July. Okay. So again, some of you guys have until July to make that decision and then it's Thundercats go, or maybe a lot of you guys today, like the information finally came in. I know what the fuck I want. I'm out of here. Okay. Middle fingers. Okay. I like that. Now, if we're looking for a yes or no this week, this is a yes. Because again, this is victory and success. This is power. This is movement. Again, this is knowing a direction and moving deftly in it. And to the outside world, it looks like you have all the fucking confidence in the entire fucking world. You fucking got this, baby. So I think people are pulling for you here too, it feels like as well. So maybe we finally get momentum here in some type of way, no later than July. I got a feeling it's this week, though, for y'all, for card pile number 2. I swear to God. So just hold on to that. See how the fuck it feels, okay? Or maybe the second part of the story around us moving forward happens in July. So it happens this week, the first part, and then the second part happens in July. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So we established that that is a yes. Fucking booty scoot forward, especially if you've made that decision. Fucking go. Now, if we're looking around love and relationships... I don't know. I feel like somebody here is ready to take off. Maybe somebody here has been choosing between two people. I think that whoever the chooser is here, they're going with the passion because that the magician's holding that fucking candelabra. Okay. So there's been some kind of like, somebody's been holding a torch for you, babe. Whew. Somebody's been holding a torch. Maybe they've wanted to come around. Maybe somebody here is driving up to come see you, or we're going to go meet somewhere. Okay. This can involve up to 3 people. Okay. Again, because we got the 3 people in the chariot here. But again, this just kind of feels like maybe this person was trying to choose. Maybe this was like, is this a right decision or a bad decision? Maybe they were choosing between you and another person. Maybe they just got out of a relationship and they're like, am I ready for this one? But it's just like, I don't know. This to me feels as though this is right here, right fucking now. And it's going both directions. So again, it feels as though for most of you guys, we've known this person. Maybe something's coming back around here. Maybe there was a moral issue at one point or a third party situation. And it just feels like we're either getting chosen this week, somebody's coming towards us, or we're choosing another person. Somebody's been holding a fucking candle. And if you don't know what that means that somebody's been holding a flame, like protecting a little flame for somebody, whether silently or out loud. Somebody's had feelings for another person and like they're holding on to it. They can't seem to let it go. Okay. So we might be having somebody come tell us that. Maybe we're going to tell another. And again, we're going to have to travel here in some way, shape, or form is what it feels like to me. But again, that feels pretty good. Now for other love and relationships, maybe some of you guys this week are trying to make that decision. Where the fuck do I go? Go towards your passion, babe. Go towards the person or the group of people that you feel excited and energized and empowered around. That's the fucking jam. Okay? Legit. I just think with the chariot here, around relationships this week, this is very clearly making a choice, feeling confident about it and moving in that direction because we can't sit and wait anymore. Sort of feel like most of you guys are antsy right now. Okay, around relationships or work or health, any of this stuff, y'all are antsy this week. You guys are ready to fucking go. I get it because these retrogrades have been hard. Fucking ridiculous. So maybe also too, just kind of waiting here for another person to respond or say yes that they're on board. Somebody here's got passion because they are cloaked in red. So again, like somebody here is very passionate about another person. We're going to be traveling here in some type of way. If this is more friendship, maybe you're getting together with 2 other friends. One friend that you know, is like a more newer friend and one old friend. And maybe all 3 of us are going to some fucking resort or something. Do you know what I mean? There's water here. So maybe we're thinking about, I don't know why Jamaica just showed up, but like maybe Jamaica, or we're going is New Zealand? Now I'm just fucking jealous. Fuck all y'all. I want to go to New Zealand. The problem is I would never come back. Hey, never. I don't know. I got a weird feeling that a good chunk of my people might be in maybe New Zealand. Hey, I don't know. I just fucking love you guys. Side note. So extra points if you're from New Zealand, you're watching this. Hey, baby, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, I fucking love you guys. There's that. Okay, so I just feel like with the chariot here, this is a beautiful indicator around relationships of all kinds. We might be going on a trip here, or maybe we're planning on it. Maybe with the number 3 here, we planned on this back in March, maybe around the 3rd of a month. Or again, like 3+ people are going to be involved here. So this feels really good. Okay. I would just say mostly with the chariot around relationships this week. Just make sure you're clear on what the fuck you're doing. Make sure everybody's on board so nobody's confused. We're all pointing in the same direction. Okay? So get with your people this week so everybody can get on board and we can booty scoot to whatever the fuck we want to do here. Whether that's, you know, maybe like a family reunion, family trip, friend trip, girls trip, boys trip. It doesn't fucking matter. Whatever we're doing here, this is something that's important to us. A lot of you guys might even be going for work, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I think most of all, the relationships here, this is like, you know, getting with your person, somebody that you're incredibly passionate about, you know, going the distance for them. Maybe also, too, helping you choose with somebody this week, if you're choosing between 2 or more people, who the fuck has actually gone the distance for you? Who's actually shown up? I don't know, as an Aries, that's a big thing for me. Do you know what I mean? So like, who the fuck actually shows up? Who the fuck is actually here? Who gives a shit with their fucking actions? Okay? Something to consider. Now, if we're looking around work and career, baby, Thundercats are go. Something's about to take off here for you. And this also is tied to your fucking confidence. I really fucking mean that. Maybe also too, there might be some, with the chariot here, maybe we're having to travel for work. There might be some work and travel coming up. This feels awesome. Maybe for some of you guys, we get a job here where we're able to get a car from work. You know, like maybe if you work for Comcast or, you know, maybe like a medical rep company, they'll give you a car. Do you know what I'm saying? So whatever we're passionate about here, we're moving towards, there might be a lot of travel associated with the work that we're fucking doing. Are you ready for that? Do you want that? But this is going to be a lot of victory, a lot of success, feeling really fucking good. Again, here though, maybe some of you guys might be choosing between two jobs. Maybe you don't mind traveling, but maybe you're trying to go to the shorter one. Because this is like a little bit shorter. It's not like the world where it's like world travel. This feels like it would be shorter travel. Or maybe I'm choosing the job with a shorter distance. Blessings, okay? As long as you're still passionate about the work, this is the fucking jam. Maybe some of you guys are trying to manifest that shit. Fucking go for it, babe, okay? This feels really good to me. So manifest that job where you get to travel for it, or they pay to have your fucking car, where they give you money for gas and travel. Work that into your fucking thing too, please. Especially if you're negotiating with these fucking people. Like, just make sure that, like, you know, travel and travel expenses are taken care of here. That would be fucking nice. Especially if you're, make sure you charge for your fucking services. And if some of you guys work for yourselves, maybe make sure that you're charging for how much you're traveling too. That's really important. Like for me, like I cover up to the first hour of travel. After that, you got to pay my travel. Okay. So usually that's a pretty quick round trip. Do you know what I mean? For somebody like somebody within a half an hour sphere, like $3.99. But like after that, like then it's going to cost couple dollars, man. That's my time. That's my energy. That's gas in my car. That's like stuff going on my car that I'm going to have to get fixed at a certain point. Do you see what I'm saying here? So please consider yourself too in the work that you're doing. Make sure that you're charging for your mileage, your time, your energy, everything. Thank you. Itemize them bills, babe. All right. Maybe for some of you guys this week around work and career, again, it just feels like maybe some of you guys aren't confident in the direction that we're going. So sit down and reflect again. What new information has come forward? What am I ready to move on? Where is my passion at? That's the avenue I need to fucking pursue, period. Now, if we're looking around health and healing, I feel like some of you guys are going to have to travel. Some of you guys are going to have to travel to get some, maybe like, I just heard biopsy done. Okay. Again, this feels okay to me. Maybe some of you guys had it in two different spots, or they're checking two different spaces, possibly for a biopsy. Maybe for some of you guys, this is lungs. This is our breasts. This can be our eyes, our hands, feet, butt cheeks, whatever we got two of. Okay. Whatever we got two of, and don't get crazy in my comments. Okay. So I'm just saying with the Chariot here, it just feels like we're going to have to look at two different things. Maybe we're having to travel for two separate issues. Okay. This just feels around health and healing. Everything's going to be okay. Have the confidence that everything's going to be all right. Know with the fire here, especially if you've been smoking, y'all might be hearing something about your lungs this week. Cigarettes. Quit it. Okay? Find anything else to replace that shit. Please. Okay? You don't want COPD. Do you really want to walk around with an oxygen tank? You really want grandma vibes when you're this fucking young? I don't know. Call me crazy. I want my Golden Girl stage 2, but if I remember correctly, not one of them had a fucking air tank. Okay? So please fucking take care of your lungs. All right. I just think with the Chariot here, movement. And so for a lot of us, we're starting an exercise regime. We're getting outside. Maybe for some of you guys, we're swimming. Okay. That's a really good way to get started, especially if you have a hard time moving or you got joint issues and joint problems. Water would definitely be helpful here, and it'll get us to our destination quicker. Might even meet some friends in that class. Hot damn summer in the city. Okay. Anything else around health and healing? It just feels like it's time to fucking go, babe. And or the issue that might be a problem here would be confidence. This is interesting because that was the same kind of thing that was happening for card pile number 1 around health. So there might be a father figure here that maybe we've got issues around father and father healing. Maybe this is the key around our confidence. Because that's the outcome of that. When we got problems with dad, we have no confidence in our fucking self. And we certainly don't have the confidence to be seen and heard. We fucking don't. So, if you need a key here, if we can't seem to move forward, or this like breaks us free, is the father and the father healing issue. We need to sit down and deal with that shit. Okay? Okay. I think also just a general reminder in health and healing that, babe, you can manifest whatever the fuck you want. It's time to get really fucking serious and like focus in on what the fuck you want and make it fucking happen. It's time. Maybe start doing subliminal videos if you need to. Practicing the O method if we need to really fucking make things take off, look it up, babe. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, but I feel like it's self-explanatory. Let's start working through these confidence and confidence issues. When I tell you it's a father healing issue, I'm telling you. Go back to that relationship. What was it like between you and your dad? What is it like now? There's something here that needs to be healed or fixed. And if you're wondering, why can't I move forward? Honey, I have just handed you a key to the kingdom. Put it in the door and heal. Okay? We got this. For worldwide events, the Chariot. Ooh, things are about to move very quickly out there. I'm wondering if there's might be something here with cars and vehicles. I don't need to say it on you. What everybody else is thinking, okay? So there might be something else coming out about that company and issues going on with that. I don't want to get sued, so I'm not going to say it. Hey! But, I mean, those cars have been blowing up. So there's that. They're trash. They're trash vehicles. Literal raccoons are breaking into them thinking that they're dumpsters. They're not wrong. Okay, so anyways, we might be hearing something about cars and vehicles on the wider world stage. Maybe they're looking at emissions and what this means for water in some type of weird way, manufacturing and water in some type of weird way, okay? Or maybe how some of these manufacturing and things that we're doing with cars and vehicles and like the stuff that we're making for them is polluting our water in some type of way. Very interesting what the fuck is coming through on the wider stage. So let's see this week what the fuck comes up, okay? I'm just trying this. I don't know. We'll see where the fuck it goes. I just think this week things are going to move very quickly. I think we're going to see a lot of action out there with this guy being in red and the candle. I'm also worried a little bit about military action coming this week as well, and things moving very quickly going forward. This doesn't feel fantastic. So we got a couple big themes in the world, but babe. And here's the thing too, is this person's going to tell us that it's going to be a huge victory when nobody here knows what direction they're even going in. Side note, anybody that has a child in the military right now, for my heart and my soul, I'm fucking sorry. And I can't imagine the acid reflux and the ulcers that you're fucking getting. So just please know, if your child is in the military and you feel comfortable, let me know. I will send angels to them literally 20 minutes ago. Okay, let me know. I will start a fucking prayer circle and I will call on every fucking deity I know. Let me know and I'll send out the bolo. Okay? Okay. I just think overall, whenever the Chariot shows up this week, guys, have the confidence and the fortitude to know that you motherfucking got this. You're the one in power now. So if you're playing back stories that you don't have the power or that you're out of power, nothing could be further from the truth. You're the one directing all of this. So where the fuck do you want it to go? And if you're ready to manifest, what the fuck is that? Say yes to yourself and start booty scooting, babe. Show us with your actions. You fucking got this. Be ready for victory and success, all right? That's all I got to say. Hold on to your tutor and cooter. Card pile number 3. I don't know why I needed to yell at you. I'm just, I got really excited. You guys got a great card. With all the cards, there can be some dumb bullshit, but I just feel like this one's really good this week. So card pile number 3. I just feel like a lot of people in card number 3 were like, thank you, Jesus. Because I feel like the card pile number 3 the past couple weeks has been a little rough. So, yay, guys, this week we got a court card. It's going to be kind of people-y, but I don't feel like it's bad. You guys got the Knight of Cups. Gorgeous. So, whenever we're dealing with cups, this is the water element. So we might be dealing this week with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. With the Knight here, traditionally, this is going to talk about a dude, but it doesn't have to. So there's a possibility this week we're going to have to deal with a man. Any one of those signs might have that in their top 3 placements: Sun, Moon, Rising, innermost planets, Mercury, Mars, Venus, or maybe just heavy water placements in the chart. Maybe just sounds like them, okay? This also doesn't have to be a dude. This can be whatever the fuck the person identifies as. As long as this energy sounds like them, take what resonates, leave the fucking rest, okay? Okay. With the Knight of Cups here, though, this is traditionally going to talk about someone our age or younger. Now with cups here, this can even just talk about this person can be our age, maybe even older than us, but emotionally speaking, we're not on the same spot. Okay. We'll get to that in a minute. This person's going to be less mature than we are emotionally. And we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. But, with the Knight of Cups here, there's something from the past coming up, and this feels very closely tied to me, especially whenever cups show up, because like, this is going to talk about our intuition. This is also going to talk about relationships. Not only with other people, but with ourselves. And so when cups show up, I'm going to be looking a lot at romantic relationships because that's what this deck, or, you know, this is what cups usually talk about, especially when the Knight of Cups comes up. Oh my God. Traditionally, this guy's like in love with love, on the more negative sense. Like he's just in love with the beginning phases of it. Do you know what I'm saying? He just wants to feel that love. There can be a lot of insecurity here. There can be issues around mama and mama healing and family. He might be enmeshed with his family. Okay. And so it's difficult here to have a real relationship, you know, with this person. Also too, listen, these water signs sometimes can be insanely manipulative and they can gaslight the fuck out of you. Any of the signs can, but something about the water is like psychological warfare. Okay. So there might be some psychological warfare going on with this guy. Maybe he has a hard time telling the truth or being in reality. Okay. And so he's just in love with the idea of you or of love itself instead of like actually sitting down and having something real here. Okay. That's rough. I can tell you 9 times out of 10, this goes back to his mama in some type of way. Why? I don't know, but that's just the deal with cups and what I've noticed. All right. And or family in some type of way. Now in the more positive sense, this is somebody really being chivalrous. This is somebody really trying to show up here and maybe even being a little bit bigger than their britches. Okay. Maybe what we were ready for. Maybe we thought this person wasn't ready and they're really trying to show us that like they've got big fucking feelings. So this can also talk about somebody having real fucking feelings here and they're trying to be chivalrous coming towards us, being, you know, a gentle person and really showing you the more softer side of them, the more gentle side of them. And some of you would say like, oh, the water signs, they're such babies. Then you haven't met, or a water sign didn't fucking trust you to let you all the way fucking in. If you're thinking they're all crybaby, are we talking about the same fucking Cancers? I can't, I get it. Crybaby, yes, they cry a lot. And that's literally the same as Aries, is that they're crying so that they don't rip your fucking jugular out. Okay. Cancer is a cardinal sign. They'll fucking end you. Okay. Especially if you're in their territory, in their home. Ow. You gonna get it. Okay. So all that to tell you that if a water sign is coming towards you this week with feelings, or maybe you're the one with feelings and coming towards another person, just double check them at the door. Okay. And like, am I just being in love with love? Am I just like falling for this energy? Am I just feeling a vibe? Okay. Or is this the real fucking deal? And so if somebody's here is coming towards you with feelings and like, it really feels real, like trust that feeling. Okay. But I think in the positive sense with this, again, this is somebody that really fucking loves you, really fucking gives a shit about you. I think they're trying, in a way, you have made them a better person. I don't know how else to explain that. You've made them want to be more responsible. You've made them want to like go back to the past because they're facing towards the right and like reflect on things that they've been through and maybe their own childhood. Okay. And so there's something here about this relationship that's making them face maybe their inner child shit, their shadow work. And you're pulling some feelings out of somebody, babe. Okay. But again, I just feel like the Knight of Cups here on, no matter which way we look at it, this guy's got big feelings. This is just whether or not, is this for real? Does this person really see me? Is this person in reality? Okay. Now, if we're looking for a yes or no this week, to me, this would feel like a yes. To me, this feels like a yes. And again, especially too with the cups here, talking about that water element, talking about, it's really asking us like, what are we feeling? What are our emotions? Where the fuck are we at emotionally? So to really tune into that and listen to that, and not to let it override logic, but maybe to let these two places work together, okay? With maybe a little bit more given to the intuitive, the feeling side, because something there is speaking to us. We don't want to over logical this fucking thing. Don't bring math into this. Nothing kills the mood quicker if you ask me. Thanks. Yeah, just in terms of yes or no this week, again, this feels like a yes. Maybe even returning to an old relationship, returning to childhood, returning to something in the past. Maybe we've had time here to think with the retrogrades about what the fuck we want and what we value with Venus in the mix. And so maybe there's a relationship here that we're returning back to, maybe the one that got away, that kind of feeling, okay? Now, if we're looking around love and relationships, yeah, probably somebody came back for you, babe. During this retrograde, probably somebody came back here. Okay, maybe somebody was having feelings. Maybe that happened for you. Maybe you were having feelings for another person. You were going to the past, thinking about things. You got caught up in then sentimentals and feels. Okay, There's something here that it feels like we need to communicate, or that we need to talk about, or maybe we need to sit down and heal. Maybe there's some kind of grief here that we have around relationships, and we've been able to finally cry it out and fucking release it. Like, thank God. Sitting down and just facing our feelings. Maybe there's a core root relationship here for a lot of you guys, again, that we went back to. Maybe it was positive, maybe it was negative, but it affected the way our relationships were. So again, with there a knight being here, and with the possibility of this being a male this week, listen, this was for all 3 cards pulled this week. There is some father and father healing coming up, baby doll. And we've got to sit down and face that shit. Because it's affecting our relationships and the way that we're acting with other people and the way that we're being present or delulu. Okay? There's a time and place for delulu. And I think being in relationships is not one of them. We need to be here in reality. We got to. It's important. That way we can actually handle our shit and be in a real relationship instead of fantasy fucking land. Because that shit only lasts for so long. There's that, okay? So, no more Delulu, no more fantasy land. Go back, and I think some of the advice this week for love and relationships is whatever the fuck came up from the past, sit down, cry your eyes about it, feel into it, really be honest with yourself about the way that you fucking feel. And again, somebody else might be coming towards us talking about that past. Maybe you were the one that got away. But it's like, you dumb asshole, you had me the whole time. Deal with it in whatever way you see fit, okay? It just feels like here with the Knight of Cups, traditionally, this is such a beautiful card. And somebody's really trying to come back and do the right thing. Or maybe you've been going to the past and you're ready to do the right thing about something. Even if that's not going to somebody and apologizing, which I very much feel like this card can talk about apologies coming through. Maybe it's just treating the next person better. So there's that, either from the other person or from yourself, okay? I would, if we were wondering about a relationship coming towards us this week, I would prefer a king or a queen to your king or queen, okay? You deserve somebody on your fucking level, especially emotionally, okay? But if this is just as simple as this person going to the past and thinking about things, again, make sure their words and actions align and that they're showing with their actions that they are able to be here and present. This isn't some delusional fantasy bullshit they have in their brain. This is not a Hallmark movie. This is my real fucking life. Okay? Okay. Same for you, babe. Think about it rationally. All right? And work on that relationship with self. Because this is important. All right. Be chivalrous for your own damn self. Don't be surprised this week, too, especially if you got card pile number 3. A lot of people being chivalrous this week. So don't be surprised if people are opening up doors, getting things for you, being nice, accommodating you. I don't know. It just feels like for some of you guys this week, you're feeling extra cute. Get it, babe. All right. And people are just being extra nice and generally sweet to you. Enjoy that, soak it up, and pass on the goodness. Okay. Pass on the goodness. Last thing too, I want to say around love and relationships, family, friends, all that stuff. We might be dealing with a younger male this week, maybe from one of those signs, or might have one of those signs in his, in his astrology. Maybe this is a son. Maybe this is a kid that we're teaching. Maybe this is a nephew or niece. Whoever this kid is or this younger person on the scene. They might be bringing a message. Maybe they even talk about a relationship that they're currently going through that reminds you of something that happened to you whenever you were in high school, and you can give them some advice so they don't make the stupid same mistakes that you fucking did, right? So again, this week we might be dealing with just a younger person here, kind of pointing them in the right direction of love, maybe helping, supporting them, or just loving them and supporting them, helping them to feel like emotionally that they're safe and secure. And especially if you're a mama this week and this is about your son, just having a really good relationship with your son, protecting him, loving him. Make sure your son feels safe and protected with you this week. Okay? Okay. Can I also say to anybody else here that's lost a son, I just felt a couple boys come up, okay? Just please know that your son loves you. And that they are with you every day in every fucking way. And I feel like most of you guys are getting weird bird activity, side note, okay? Also, one of them keeps showing me a spyglass or I don't know if this is like a handheld mirror or like a spyglass or something. I don't know. There's something here about going deeper. Anyways. All that to say to you guys that if you've lost a son here, please know that your son in spirit is with you, that he loves you, that he's around you. He's one of the ones that fucking protects you, that you are his person and that you will always be his person, that he loves you and that he's with you. Okay. Okay, they feel good with that. Okay, okay, okay. God, that feels good. All right, if we're looking around work and career, some of you guys are really thinking about what the fuck you want to do and that you love. And I think it's time to fucking pursue it, babe. Some of you guys, traditionally, water's not one of my entrepreneur signs, but I feel like some of you guys want to be an entrepreneur. I need you to fucking trust that fucking feeling. Get into it. This is about going after what the fuck you love, what the fuck you care about. If you are a content creator, it feels like some of you guys this week might be changing up some of your shit. And so maybe showing your audience, being kind of vulnerable with them, letting them see maybe the softer side of you or the more creative side of you. Maybe you sing and you've never sung for them before and you sing for them this week, or cook for them. And do you know what I'm saying? However the fuck this shows up for you, fucking trust where the fuck it's leading. And just know around work and career, this is about choosing the work that you love to do, that you feel like comes in a better alignment with you and who the fuck you are. I would say that there might even be a call here to working with troubled teens and youths. Maybe just some kids that need intervention, working for CPS, being a social worker, maybe being a grief counselor, child therapist, maybe working with animals here in some way, shape, or form with the horse on there. Okay? Maybe also, too, this feels like sheltering, protecting, loving. This is something I've wanted to do since I was a fucking kid. Are we doing that now? If not, baby, you got the chance to go back and do the fucking thing. And especially after both of these retrogrades, you probably realized that's what the fuck you want to do. I don't care what that looks like to anybody else. This is for you. Do you fucking hear me? Thank you. Had to get the kiddo off the bus. All right. He immediately was like, Mom, I want to watch YouTube. I was like, kid, man, if y'all have little ones, 6-year-olds, 5, 6, 7s, like, I get it, man. YouTube's awesome, but like, holy Jesus. And anything Minecraft. We just saw the Minecraft movie too. It's so fucking good. If you've got a young one, like, go take your kid to see Minecraft if they love Minecraft at all. We were laughing our butts off. It was so good. Jack Black. I told y'all he's one of my best friends and he doesn't fucking know. Him and Guy Fieri. Okay. So anyways, back to your fucking card, okay? I think the last thing I was saying was just like, you know, the job that you're going to be doing here needs to be for you, babe. It needs to be something that you love, that you want to do. This is going back to childhood and figuring out what the fuck was that and saying yes to it. You deserve to do work that you love to do, that brings out your passionate side, that allows you to be this caring, vulnerable, give a fuck person. So if you don't care, if you don't give a fuck, if you're cold about your work, babe, you are not in the right places doing the right things at the right time work-wise. Okay? So time to really consider. And again, I just got this feeling with this card that like we were already thinking about it. We've already been thinking about it. So good for you guys. Continue to think about it. Pull that thread. When in doubt, what did I want to be as a kid? Am I doing that now? Let's rock and roll. All right. Now around health and healing. With the Knight of Cups here, babe, this is grief. And this is going back, I think, to our childhood, especially because this figure's moving to the right, talking about the past. So this is going to our childhood, going to those young formative years. Maybe this was the time period, because usually I see this as like a teenager. I would say maybe like, because the pages give me from like infant to about like 12, you know, and then Knights give me like 13 to 21. And then the Kings, hopefully. Okay. A lot of times Knight is from 13 to 45. Okay. You got to know your person. All right. So there's that. But again, this would feel like we're going to our past. We're dealing with the childhood. There's something here maybe around mama and mama healing that we never got, or something here happened within the family. There's just some type of healing here that we need to go back and deal with. And maybe it was around our relationships. What the fuck we saw around relationships, growing the fuck up. Also, what was your relationship like with your mama? Is there mama trauma, mama drama there? Because I guarantee with cups there is. I dare. One of you guys be like, I'm great with my mom. Bullshit. If you pull this fucking... Bullshit if you pull this fucking card. I'm kidding. Okay. But traditionally here, there's some kind of issue. Maybe we were starting from age 13, 14. Maybe, I don't know, I just keep hearing the number 14. Maybe this was the age that we realized that like maybe our parents weren't doing good, or there was some kind of fucked upness within relationships, or we didn't get to see anything here that was healthy and good, chivalrous, where we saw a man really standing up and giving a fuck about his partner. And so if you're a dude here and watching this, we didn't really have a great example to look up to. But also too, with mama at the helm of this, like maybe we also didn't feel safe and protected by mom. Side note, okay, maybe this was the other way around. Maybe dad tried his fucking ass off and was nothing but love and whatever to mom, and mom was like, go fuck yourself. First I would ask, what did dad do? Okay. But listen, sometimes there's just people that are angry and maybe they come from their own trauma and they've done no healing around it. If that is hitting some marks, forgive me, okay? But just like there's something here that has been passed down emotionally around relationships, and we need to sit down and either grieve that and come to terms with it and start to do something better here, okay? Just know here around relationships, it's going to start with yourself. And I know that is so tried, true, trite even. People are sick of hearing it, but I swear to Jesus, if you don't find yourself, how the fuck are you going to know what the fuck you want to find the other? And it has got to be more than good booty. Like, I'm not judging, okay? But like, I just feel like at this level of your life, you deserve more. You deserve a real relationship where someone is treating you with love and respect. They're not emotionally manipulating you, fucking with your shit, gaslighting you, fucking turning on the waterworks when you're saying goodbye. Too much weird shit is what it feels like on the negative end, okay? And so looking at our relationships right now, going back to that past, really facing it. And so what was the relationship like with father? What was my relationship like with mother? What was their relationship like? And is there something here on repeat? We have to go to the past to figure it out, okay? Dig it up, drown it. Do whatever the fuck you gotta do to get this thing and look at it at the fucking root so that you can process this and release it and know that the power is in your hands now to have the type of relationships that you want. But after everything that you've experienced and seen, do you even know what that is? Or were you so focused on being an extension of mom, being an extension of dad, that you didn't even have a chance to figure out what the fuck you wanted? So it just kind of feels like for some of you guys this week, maybe there might be a call back to that childhood, maybe taking care of myself in the way, allowing myself now to have the childhood themes and things that maybe I didn't have whenever I was a kid, which actually in a weird way is going to help me grow the fuck up because I finally get that time period. I finally get that thing. Maybe for you, it's like a Barbie doll. Maybe it's taking a trip to the Everglades and fist fighting a fucking alligator. I don't know. I'm wearing my khakis today. I'm feeling it. The safari, okay? So, like, grief, crying. I think water in all forms this week is going to be really important. That means Epsom salt baths, cleansing baths, like just releasing blood, sweat, or tears. Who said, that's like one of my favorite quotes. Who is it? Summit Iverson? I can't fucking remember the person's name, but blood, sweat, or tears. Is the cure. We don't need blood, okay? But sweat and tears, get the water out is what I'm saying, okay? We don't need to make anybody bleed. We don't need to bleed. We got other things we got to do besides that. Okay, keep your blood. All right, thanks. I just feel like around health this week, also too, we might be guiding somebody here to do better than we did. Again, it feels like maybe somebody here in spirit, especially if you've lost a son, might be guiding us here and ask you to deal with the grief. Go back and deal with the grief. There's another layer here. Don't be afraid of it. It's going to help us, okay, to love ourselves more and maybe forgive ourselves, and maybe forgiveness of a fucking another this week too around health and healing, okay? And so what deserves our forgiveness? Don't you dare give a fuck or forgiveness to somebody that disrespected you from fucking tip to tail. Do you hear me? Not unless you're ready to, not unless you want to. Forgiveness is for you. Okay? Okay. But I feel like for most of us this week, it's going maybe even back to childhood, maybe back to that time frame, maybe to the one that we lost, or the, the one that got away, whatever the deal is. Maybe going back and really just kind of saying to ourselves, like grieving that. I wish I'd been more aware. I wish I had taken care of my emotional space. I wish I had done the emotional work so I could have shown up for this thing, because I really fucking care and miss this person. Okay, so really kind of going back, looking at relationships, the relationship with self, what needs healed here. Am I really doing what I love to do? Am I in the life I want to live? I feel like a lot of us were asking ourselves that, me included. I think it's just a good question to ask. Check. It doesn't have to be negative. This can be just checking in with yourself. Am I feeling good in these spaces? Yes. Titty shake to the bank. I don't feel good. Okay. Where do I need to heal this? And where the fuck did it start? Go back to the root and start from there on up. You got this. Now, if this is more like a worldview kind of thing, this feels really interesting this week. There might be a lot of gaslighting, emotional manipulation on the wider stage. We're already seeing it. Okay, so there's that. Some people might be wanting to manipulate some of these relationships. Maybe we're seeing maybe there's question marks around some of the tariff stuff, and maybe him thinking about going back. I don't know if this is, I don't even need to say it. All right, all of our cortisol levels are at 1,000, so there's that. Just the Knight of Cups here is just, be careful with some of these people that we're watching on the wider stage. Are they for real in their feelings? Are they for real in what the fuck they're saying? Or is this performative? There's that. And I would also say too here with the Knight of Cups, be careful on the wider stage of somebody coming towards us or one of these leaders saying that like, oh, I really care about you guys. Do you fucking really? Because your actions are showing us something fucking different. Be careful of the gaslighting. Be careful of the emotional manipulation. Just be careful this week on the wider stage and maybe the information, the energy that we're fucking taking in. Okay? Somebody here might say, so I don't know, I just feel like somebody goes back on something. Maybe this is somebody telling the truth about something they feel bad about, like from a while back. Okay? Maybe even going back to the Venus retrograde mid-March. What thing? So there's that. Just be careful on the wider stage. But guys, overall this week with the Knight of Cups, this is a beautiful omen to repair that relationship with self, repair that relationship with another, going to the past, reflecting, healing from the root on up, seeing the root core of what's going on around our relationships and what that means. And what am I ready now to face and emotionally deal with? Maybe even evolve here in a kind of way, okay? But no matter what, being good to yourself, loving yourself, maybe even loving yourself in a way that you didn't get when you were a kid is hugely highlighted this week. So take yourself out for an ice cream date, love on yourself, and if anybody tries to fucking gaslight you, light them on fire. Don't do that. I should have said drown them because the water, but don't do that either. None of that. No murder this week. Hey, I'm begging you. I'm looking at you water signs. I would not fuck with a water sign. Everybody says fire, but I'm telling you. Good God. No drowning, no lighting people on fire. I was only kidding. Okay. So also last thing I want to say about the world stuff, we might be seeing some aftermath of some of the water issues. Maybe somebody here gets their water cut off, a town, a state. Maybe there's issues, I'm just trying to breathe. Maybe there's issues around drinking and drinking water and water issues. This could be a dam breaking. This could be a water tornado. This could be, do you know what I'm saying? So like, whatever the fuck is going on here, maybe we're just seeing the aftermath of a terrible like tsunami or flood. And maybe there is some care trying to go out to people, but this would be local. We obviously don't have that on the wider government option anymore. So when in doubt, keep an eye out for the helpers. When you're scared, keep an eye out for the helpers. Okay? Okay. All right. Remember, you guys got it this week. Any and all feedback helps me to grow. Let me know if this fucking made sense. I love you guys, and I'll see you out there, okay? I love you. Let me know how this was for you. Talk to you soon. Bye. Extra points if you want to go on a safari. Bye.